Very good morning. In my previous video, we discussed around five transactions from 2019 question paper problem. Actually, we are solving problems on journal. As we all know that journal, it is a book in which day-to-day business transactions are recorded in chronological order. They are recorded in chronological order. So we have solved around five transaction. I mean, we passed journal entries for around five transactions. So first we'll revise these five transaction, later we'll go to next transactions. Yeah, here first transaction is started business with cash rupees 80,000. I told you people that before passing journal entries we need to process the transaction. We should see which are the two accounts that are involved in transaction. Later we should see those two accounts are belongs to which category. Later, based on the situation, we need to apply the rule of debit and credit to those two accounts. It is how we need to pass the journal entries. So here first you people should find out two accounts. So started business with cash rupees 80,000. Which are the two accounts? Here one is cash account and another one is started business. It is nothing but owner has invested 80,000 rupee cash into business. So when owner invested rupees 80,000 cash into business, it is known as his capital. Understood? So here two accounts will be, one is cash account and another one is capital account. One is cash account and another one is capital account. Okay. Now, after finding two accounts, the next step is you need to find out those two accounts are belongs to which category. Here we all know that cash account is belongs to real account and capital account is belongs to personal account. Why cash account is real account? Because it is asset. Why capital account is personal account? Because it represents the owner who has invested money into the business. Now, what is the debit rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit rule, credit what goes out. So debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So when started business with cash, cash comes in. Understood? Think from the point of business. Cash comes in, so cash account should be debited. Then which account should be credited? Capital account should be credited because it is personal account, and credit rule of personal account is credit is the giver. So here owner is the giver. That is the reason we are crediting owner's account called capital account. Next one is, next transaction is deposited into bank rupees 20,000. See here we are depositing cash rupees 20,000 into bank. So which are the two accounts here? One is bank account and another one is cash account. Understood? Here two accounts are, one is bank account and another one is cash account. Okay, bank account is which account? It is a personal account. Cash account is which account? It is a real account. So just check with the rules of personal account. What is the rule? Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. So when cash is deposited into the bank, banker is the receiver, right? So we have to debit bank account. Debit is the receiver, banker is the receiver, so debit bank account. Then cash is which account? It is real account. What is the rule of real account? The rule of real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So when we deposited cash into the bank, cash goes out of the business, so we are going to apply which rule? Credit rule. So what is the journal entry now? Bank account debit to cash account. Then after passing journal entry, in the third line we should write the narration. What is narration? Narration is a short summary of the transaction. It is a short explanation of the transaction which explains why particular account is debited and why particular account is credited. Okay, let us move to next transaction, which is dated on 5th. That is, bought goods from Harish rupees 5,000 on credit. What is the transaction? Bought goods from Harish rupees 5,000 on credit. So here bought goods is nothing but purchased goods. So one is which account? Purchases account. From whom? From Harish. Understood? Here it is clearly given on credit. Keep in mind, if they claimed the name of the person in a transaction and if they not specified for cash, then it indicates what? It indicates that it is a credit transaction. Here they are given very clearly. They have claimed the name of the person. Further, they said that on credit. So in case of credit transaction, person is very important. So which are the two accounts here? One is purchases account, that is bought goods, and another one is which account? It is Harish account. So two accounts are, one is purchases account and another one is Harish account. Okay, purchases account is which account? It is nominal account, and Harish account is personal account. So let's see which rule is applicable to purchases account of nominal account. What is the rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Understood? So purchases are expenses, so debit rule is applicable to purchases account. Now Harish is personal account. What is the rule of personal account? Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. So here bought goods from Harish means he is receiver or giver? He is giver. He is giver. So which account should be credited? Harish account should be credited. What is the narration? Narration is being goods purchased from Harish on credit. On credit they are given. No, so we should write being goods purchased from Harish on credit. Okay. Let us move to next transaction. Let us move to next transaction. Here next transaction is dated on 17th November 2018. Transaction is sold goods to Pawan rupees 8,000 and received cash. Sold goods to Pawan rupees 8,000 and received cash. See here, if you found the name of the person in a transaction, you should be careful. Understood? In this, see here also they have claimed the name of the person called Harish. Here also they are claiming the name of the person called Pawan. But what is the difference between these two transactions? First of all, difference is purchases and sales. Okay, what is the further difference? Here it is credit transaction. Here it is cash transaction. Here they said that goods are sold to Pawan for cash, meaning received cash. It is nothing but it is a cash transaction. So in cash transaction, person is not important. Cash is important. Understood? If it is a credit transaction, person is important. If it is a cash transaction, person is not important. What is important? Cash is important. So what is the transaction? Sold goods to Pawan rupees 8,000 and received cash. So which are the two accounts? Two accounts are, one is a sales account and another one is a cash account. One is a sales account and another one is a cash account. Okay. Sales account is which account? It is nominal account. Cash account is which account? It is real account. Yes. Cash account is real account. So see here, two accounts are, one is cash account and another one is a sales account. See here, sold goods to Pawan rupees 8,000 and received cash. Here cash is coming into the business. So what is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in? So here cash comes in, cash account should be debited. Then another account is sales account. It must be credited. Why it must be credited? Because the rule of nominal accounts are debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So sales are income to firm. That is the reason they must be credited. What is the narration? Narration is being goods sold to Pawan for cash. Being goods sold to Pawan for cash. Okay, this is how we need to pass the journal entries. Okay. Next transaction is dated on 10th. It is dated on 10th. What is the transaction? Transaction is bought furniture rupees 8,000 from Ram Furniture Works Hubli. Bought furniture rupees 8,000, meaning we purchased furniture worth rupees 8,000 from Ram Furniture Works Hubli and paid by check, and we are paying that amount by check. So which are the two accounts here? See here first of all bought, it is nothing but purchased furniture, but we should not call it as a purchases account because the term purchases is only applicable to goods. It is not applicable to assets. So here furnitures are assets. So you should not consider purchases account. You should consider asset account. So which account? One is furniture account and another account is here Ram Furniture Works Hubli account will not come. Why it will not come? Because it is not a credit transaction. It is a cash transaction. Whether amount is paid in the form of cash or check, it should be considered as a cash transaction because the value of transaction is settled on the spot. Understood? So it should be considered as what? It is considered as a cash transaction. So in case of cash transaction, the name of the person or name of the company is not important. Understood? So here it is paid by check. check, it represents whom? Check, it represents bank. So here two accounts are, one is furniture account and another one is bank account. Understood? Purchases account will not come because furniture is not goods, and Ram Furniture Works Hubli account will not come because it is cash transaction, it is not credit transaction. Only in case of credit transaction, name of the person is important or name of the company is important. But in case of cash transaction, whether payment is made in the form of cash or it is made in the form of check, cash or bank is important, not name of the person or firm. So here two accounts are, one is furniture account and another one is bank account. Furniture account is which account? Here you can see these two accounts. Furniture account is which account? Furniture is real account because it is asset. Another account is bank account. Bank is which account? It is a personal account. So first, furniture account is real account. What is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So here bought furniture, it means furniture comes in, right? So bought furniture means furniture comes in, so furniture account debit. Which account should be credited? Bank account should be credited. Why it should be credited? Paid by check. It is nothing but banker is the giver. See here, suppose if it is bought furniture rupees 8,000 from Ram Furniture Works Hubli and paid cash. At that time, two accounts will be, one is furniture account and another one is cash account. But here payment is not made in the form of cash. Payment is made in the form of check. So who represents check? Bank represents check. So two accounts will be, one is furniture account and another one is bank account. Furniture comes in, banker is the giver, so furniture account debit to which account? To bank account. What is the narration? Being furnitures are purchased or being bought furniture from Ram Furniture Works Hubli and paid by check. Yeah. Okay, let us move to next transaction now. Let us move to next transaction. What is the transaction? Yeah, it is actually dated on, it is dated on 18th, it is dated on 18th. Sorry, it is dated on 14th. So let us write date first. 14/11/2018. Okay. What is the transaction? Paid for advertisement rupees 800. Paid for advertisement rupees 800. So which are the two accounts? One is advertisement account. Another one is paid. It indicates what? It indicates cash. So one is advertisement account and another one is cash account. Another one is which account? It is a cash account. See here, one is advertisement account, one is advertisement account. For each and every transaction I am not going to write like this, understood? So only for this problem I am going to give you people proper explanation. Later we need to process the transaction, we need to do this particular work. Yeah, internally instead of writing it. So one is advertisement account, another one is cash account. What is the transaction? Paid for advertisement. So two accounts are, one is advertisement account, another one is cash account. Advertisement is which account? It is nominal account. Which account it is? Nominal account. Why it is nominal account? Because it is expense. Cash is which account? It is real account. Why it is real account? Because it is asset. See here, advertisement account is nominal account because it is expenditure. Cash account is real account because it is asset. Now, which account should be debited and which account should be credited? What is the rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses. Here, advertisement is loss, and sorry, advertisement is expense. So, advertisement account should be debited. So, which account should be debited now? Advertisement account should be debited. So, advertisement account debit. Okay. In the next line, we should leave one or two alphabet space and we should write two and we should write the name of the account is credited. Which account is credited now? Cash account is credited. Why cash account is credited? Cash account is which account? It is real account. What is the credit rule of real account? Credit what goes out. So paid for advertisement. Here paid in the sense cash goes out of the business. That is the reason cash account should be credited. No need to write abbreviation of credit to the name of the account is credited because here already we are written to itself it indicates that that particular account is credited. Now in bracket we should write narration and that narration starts with what? It starts with being. So what is the narration? What is the narration? Being advertisement expenses paid. Being advertisement expenses paid being advertisement expenses paid. Okay. Yeah. What is the amount of the transaction? How much we have paid for advertisement? We have paid 800. So in a debit column, we should write amount parallel to the name of the account is debited, right? And yeah, next here, this one will be nil. And in credit column, parallel to the name of the account is debited is nil. Huh? Yeah. And here, yes, here, sorry, here we should write the amount. So in credit columns, we should write the amount parallel to the name of the account is credited. Understood? It is how we need to pass the journal entry. So let us move to next transaction. Let us move to next transaction. What is the next transaction? It is dated on 18th, received cash from Mohan, rupees 8,300 in full settlement of his account, rupees 8,500. 8,500. See here, received cash from Mohan. Yeah, how much we have received? 8,300 we have received. See here, actually, yeah, I will write it here. We received how much? We received 8,300 from that person. In full settlement of his account, how much? 8,500. It means actually we should pay him 8,500. Sorry, we should receive from him rupees 8,500. But instead of taking 8,500, we are taken 8,300 for full settlement of his account. It means what? We are given him a discount rupees 200. Are you getting my point? Once again, I will read the transaction. What is the transaction? What is the transaction? Transaction is, just a minute. Yeah. What is the date? Date is 18th. Received cash from Mohan rupees 8,300. You are receiving 8,300 rupees from Mohan in full settlement of his account 8,500. It means actually we need to receive 8,500 rupees from Mohan, but instead of that we are receiving 8,300. It means what? It means we are giving him a discount rupees 200. So see here, instead of taking 8,500, we are taking 8,300 from Mohan. It means what? It means we are giving him 200 rupee discount. Okay, so in this particular kind of transactions, three accounts will come, not two accounts. How many accounts will come? Three accounts will come. So let's see which are those three accounts. Which are those three accounts? Which are those three accounts? Yes. Okay. Yeah, fine. Here, received from Mohan rupees 8,300. Received from Mohan rupees how much? 8,300. Okay, yeah, just a minute. I will take it to next page. Okay. Received from Mohan rupees 8,300 in a full settlement of his account rupees 8,500. Here, how much we have received? We have received 8,300. So this 8,300, it will go to which account? It will go to cash account. See here. So we received 8,300 rupee cash. So one is which account? Cash account. Another account is we are given them 200 rupee discount. So another account is which account? Another account is a discount account. Yes, from whom we have received this particular amount? We have received it from. We have received it from whom? We have received it from. Just a minute. Yeah, we have received it from Mohan. So, which account? Mohan's account. Mohan's account. So, totally how many accounts will come here? Three accounts will come. One is Mohan's account, another one is cash account, and another one is discount account. Now, how to pass the journal entries? It is not so difficult. It is not so difficult. Yeah. What is the date of the transaction? I think date of the transaction is 18/11/2018. Yeah, see here, always cash account and discount accounts will appear at one side. Either both the accounts should be debited or both the accounts should be credited. Now tell me, Mohan is which account? Mohan is Personal account, right? Okay, fine. Cash account is which account? It is a real account. Which account it is? It is a real account. Fine. And discount account is which account? It is actually nominal account. Which account? Nominal account. Now, personal account. Mohan is personal account. It is received from Mohan, no? So Mohan is what? Mohan is here giver. Mohan is a giver. So what is the credit rule of personal account? Credit is the giver, no? So which account should be credited now? Mohan's account should be credited. So credit Mohan's account. What is the rule of cash account? Sorry, what is the rule of real account? Real account rule is debit what comes in, credit what goes out, right? So here received from Mohan means cash comes in, so debit what comes in, cash comes in. Which account should be debited? Cash account should be debited. Okay, fine. Let us move to discount account. Discount account is nominal account, right? What is the rule of nominal account? First of all, why discount account is nominal account? Here we are given him discount means it is loss, so all expenses and losses are belongs to nominal account. What is the rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So here discount is loss. That is the reason which account should be debited. Discount account should be debited. See here, I made it very clear to you people that there will be minimum two accounts in a transaction. I never told you people that there will be always two accounts. There will be minimum two accounts. Understood? So in certain cases, there will be more than two accounts. So such transactions or such entries are actually called as compound entries. Which entries? Compound entries, where more than two accounts or more than one account is debited or more than one account is credited, where you will find minimum three accounts in a transaction. Such kind of entries are called as compound entries. If there are only two accounts, then it is called as a simple entry. If there are more than two accounts in a transaction, then it is called as a compound entry. So in this particular transaction, actually two accounts are debited. One is cash account is debited because cash comes in. Another one is discount account is debited because discount is a loss. Then who is the giver? Mohan is the giver. That is the reason Mohan's account should be credited. Understood? Received from Mohan rupees 8,300 in full settlement of his account 8,500. It means we gave him 200 rupee discount. So 8,300 comes in. So cash account debit. Discounts are losses. So discount account debit. To whose account? To Mohan's account. So let us write the journal entry now. Yes. Which account is debited now? Which account is debited? Cash account debit. Cash account debit. Cash account debit. Okay. Next one is discount account debit. Discount account debit. Discount account debit. Right. To which account? To Mohan's account. To Mohan's account. To Mohan's account. Okay. Now, in the next line, we should write narration. What narration we should write? Being, being, being cash received from Mohan and RECEIVED received. Yeah, cash received from Mohan and allowed him discount and allowed him discount. Allowed him discount. Understood? This is how we should write narration. We received cash from him and we allowed him discount. No need to write the amounts in narration. Understood? Now we should write the amounts in a debit and credit column. Here two accounts are debited. No, one is cash account and another one is discount account. So in debit column, parallel to the name of the accounts are debited, we should write the amount. So cash account debit, how much? 8,300. You can see here we received cash rupees 8,300. Discount account debit, how much discount we are given? 200. Understood? Okay. Now we'll move to credit column. We'll move to credit column. Here in first line is nil. Even second line is nil. Yeah, in the third line we should write how much? We should write 8,500. What is the sum of these two figures? 8,300 plus 8,500. It is how much it is? It is 8,500. So received cash Cash comes in, cash account debit 8,300. Allowed discount or losses. So discount account debit 200. To Mohan's account, how much? 8,500. How much? 8,500. Okay. Now let us move to next transaction. Let us move to next transaction. Yes. Next transaction is dated on 20th November 2018. What is the transaction? It is paid wages rupees 1,000 and carriage rupees 500. Here they are given two expenses. One is wages rupees 1,000 and carriage rupees 500. So this is also what? This is also compound entry. So which are the accounts here? What is the transaction? Paid wages rupees 1,000 and carriage rupees 500. So paid, it indicates what? Paid, it indicates cash. So one is which account? Cash account. Another one is which account? It is wages account. Another one is which account? It is carriage account. Carriage account. Like this, there are three accounts in this particular transaction. Okay. Now let's see, these accounts are belongs to which category? Cash account is which account? It is real account. Fine. Wages account is which account? It is a nominal account. What is the reason? Because it is a expense. Carriage account is which account? It is also nominal account because it is also expenditure. See here, cash account is real account because it is asset. Wages account is nominal account because it is expenditure. Carriage account is nominal account because it is also expenditure. So now, how to pass the journal entry? What is the date actually? Actually, date is 20th. It is date is 20th. Okay. 20th November 2018. Fine. Yeah. So here, paid wages and carriage. It means what? Cash is going out of the business, right? Cash is going out of the business. So here, what is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash goes out of the business. So we have to credit which account? We have to credit cash account. Understood? Which account should be debited? Wages account should be debited because it is nominal account. What is the debit rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses. Since wages are expenses, we have to debit which account? We have to debit wages account. We have to debit wages account. Even carriages are expenses, right? Carriages are also belongs to which account? They are also belongs to nominal account. So what is the debit rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses. So here, carriage is expense, so even we have to debit carriages account. So here also we need to debit two accounts and we need to credit one account. So this kind of transactions entries are called as which account? They are called as compound entries. So wages account debit, wages account debit. Write down wages account debit, right? Wages account debit, wages account debit. Hmm? Yeah, another account should be debited. No, which account? Carriages account debit, carriages account debit, carriages account debit. To which account? To cash account. Here we should leave one or two alphabet space and we should write name of the account is credited. So to cash account. Understood? It is how we need to pass compound entries. Now in the next line we should write the narration. What is narration? Narration is being paid wages and carriage. Write it in your own words and write it in simple words, but it must be able to explain why particular account is debited and why particular account is credited. See here, paid wages is how much? 1,000. So in a debit column parallel to wages account, we should write 1,000. Paid carriage is how much? It is 500. So in debit column parallel to carriages account, we should write 500. Next line will be nil. Then here, first line will be nil, right? Second line will be nil, right? And third line here, how much will come? Totally we paid how much cash? We paid 1,500 rupee cash. 1000 rupee for wages, 500 rupee for carriages. So cash account is credited by how much? It is credited by rupees 1500. Here debit part always equivalent to credit part. Understood? Both debit and credit should be same. I mean, the amount should be same. After completion of this particular problem, if you people made total of both debit and credit column, it must be same. It must be same. Yeah. Okay. Let us move to next transaction. Let us move to next transaction. What is actually next transaction? Actually, next transaction is dated on 21st November 2011. Here is the transaction. Cash withdrawn from bank for office use rupees 1000. Yeah, and personal use rupees 500. Once again, cash withdrawn from bank for office use rupees 1000 and for personal use rupees 500. For personal use 500. So how many accounts you are finding here? Here also we are finding three accounts. How many accounts? Three accounts. What is withdrawn? Cash is withdrawn from where? From bank. Are you getting my point? See here. Here, suppose if they were giving cash withdrawn from office for personal use, at that time two accounts will be cash account and drawings account, because personal use it always indicates drawings. Okay, first we'll discuss about this transaction. Later I will tell you people another kind of transaction which is belongs to same category. Here cash is withdrawn from bank, so one account is a bank account, and here it is withdrawn for two purposes. One is for office use and another one is for personal use. So office use it indicates cash account, and personal use it indicates drawings account. Personal use it indicates which account? It indicates drawings account. Okay, I will write it here instead of writing it down. Cash withdrawn from bank for office use rupees 1000. So here, in case of office use, cash comes into the business. So cash account is one account. Yeah. And another one is for personal use. It is which account? Personal use means it is a drawings account. So next account is, it is a bank account. It is which account? It is bank account. Like this, three accounts will come. Okay. Now, which account should be debited? Cash withdrawn from bank for office use means cash comes to the business. Understood? Cash comes to the business. Cash is which account? Real account. What is the debit rule of real account? Debit what comes in? So cash withdrawn from bank for office use means cash comes into the business. So which account should be debited? Cash account should be debited. Understood? Okay. Now, drawings account. Okay, here cash withdrawn from bank for personal use. Drawings account is which account? It is a personal account. Which account it is? Personal account. What is the debit rule of personal account? Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. So here just check whether owner is the receiver or he is the giver. If he invested money into the business, he is a giver. Understood? Capital account it is. Yeah, when he withdrawn cash from the business for personal use, he is the receiver. So debit is the receiver, right? So which rule is applicable? Debit rule is applicable. Now bank account is which account? It is a personal account. Which account it is? It is a personal account. What is, see here, since debit rule is applicable to these two accounts, now which rule must be applicable? Credit rule must be applicable. Why credit rule is applicable? Bank account is a personal account. What is the rules of personal account? Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. Here actually banker is the giver. Withdrawn cash from bank, it means banker is the giver. So that is the reason we are crediting which account? We are crediting bank account. Here, cash account debit. Cash account must be debited by how much? It must be debited by, yeah, it must be debited by rupees 1000. Understood? It must be debited by rupees 1000. And drawings account is debited. Drawings account is debited by how much? It is debited by rupees 500. Then totally banker is the giver. How much he is the giver? He is giver of rupees 1500. He is giver of rupees 1500. Here cash comes in cash account debit. Owner is the receiver. So drawings account debit. Who is the giver? Banker is the giver. So totally how much he has given? 1500 rupee he is given. So he is given 1000 rupee for office use, which is cash account. He is given 500 rupee for personal use, which is drawings account. So now we need to pass the journal entry. Two accounts are debited. One is cash account and another one is drawings account. What is the date of the transaction? I think date of the transaction is 21st. 21st, okay. 21st it is. 21st 11 2018 2018, right? What is the transaction? Yeah, cash withdrawn from bank for office use rupees 1000 and for personal use rupees 500. So as we all know that here, first account is cash account debit, cash account debit. Okay, which is another account that is debited? Drawings account debit, drawings account debit, because owner is the receiver, owner is the receiver. So drawings account debit. Which account is credited? Which account is credited? Which account is credited? Bank account is credited. Bank account is credited. Why bank account is credited? Because banker is the giver. Cash comes in cash account debit. Owner is the receiver. So drawings account debit. Who is the giver? Banker is the giver. So bank account is credited. What is the narration? Narration is being cash withdrawn from bank for office use and for personal use, and for personal use. Understood? Okay, now cash account debit. How much cash is withdrawn from bank for office use? 1000. How much cash is withdrawn from bank for personal use? 500. Yeah, here this is nil. Now here, yeah, this is nil, right? And this is nil, right? Now, yeah, parallel to the name of the account is credited, that is bank account. How much we should write? We should write 1500, which is the sum of this. Understood? Okay. Now let us move to next transaction. Two more transactions are remaining. Two more transactions are remaining. Okay. What is the next transaction? Next transaction is, yeah, it is It is dated on 28th. Transaction is paid office rent rupees 800 by check. Paid office rent rupees 800 by check. Yeah, paid office rent rupees 800 by check. Fine. Okay, which are the two accounts here? Yeah, one is rent account, one is rent account. One is rent account. And is it paid in the form of cash? No, it is paid in the form of check. Check means which account? Bank account. Okay, paid office rent. Okay, 800 rupee by check. So two accounts are, one is rent account and another one is a bank account. Rent account is which account? It is a nominal account because it is expense. Bank account is which account? It is a personal account. Understood? Okay. Now, which account should be debited? Rent account should be debited because rent is nominal account. Debit rule of nominal account is debit all expenses and losses. So, rent is expense. Rent account should be debited. Then, bank is personal account. What is the credit rule of personal account? Credit is the giver. So, here rent is paid by check in the sense banker is the giver. So, which account should be credited? Bank account should be credited. Okay, let us write this transaction. I think it is dated on 28th. Yeah, 28th, sorry. Yeah, 28th November. 28th November 2018. Rent paid by check. So two accounts are, one is rent account. It should be debited. So rent account debit, right? To to which account? To bank account. To bank account because banker is the giver. What is the narration? Narration is being rent paid by check. Being rent paid by check. Rent paid by check. Okay. Yeah, rent paid by check. How much rent is paid by check? 800 rupees paid by check. So here, debit column parallel to the name of the account is debited 800. Credit column parallel to the name of the account debited is nil. And here, parallel to the name of the account is credited is rupees 800. Yes, This is how we need to pass the journal entries. Let us pass the last journal entry now. Yes. What is the last transaction? Last transaction is it is received on order for supply of goods from Shankar and Company rupees 50,000. What is the transaction? Received an order for supply of goods from Shankar and Company. Do you feel that it is a transaction? No, it is not a transaction because just you are receiving an order. There should be an exchange activity, then only it is called as transaction. So here just you are receiving an order. It should not be termed as a transaction. It cannot be called as a transaction. So no need to pass journal entry for this particular transaction because it is not a transaction only. Understood? It is just received an order for supply of goods from Shankar and Company. When the order is executed, at that time we need to pass the journal entry. Just we received an order, now no need to pass the journal entry. When the order will execute, at that time it becomes transaction, so we need to pass the journal entry. So it is how we need to pass journal entries for the transaction. And journal is very important from the point of examination because you are going to get 110-mark problem on journal. And this is the format of journal. 5 columns will come like date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit, and always ledger folio column will be nil. And keep in mind, in a debit column we should write amount parallel to the name of the account is debited. In credit column we should write the amount parallel to the name of the account is credited. And in the here in particulars column, in the first line we should write the name of the account is debited. In the second line we should write the name of the account is credited. And in the third line we should write the narration, and narration must be written in bracket, and it begins with what? It begins with being. Understood? Okay. After making this, yeah, here we need to write total. Yes, we should make total of both debit and credit column. We should make total of what? Both debit and credit column. So 80,000 plus 20,000 is 1 lakh, 1 lakh 5,000, 1 lakh 13,000, then 1 lakh 21,000, 1 lakh 21,000. Just a minute. We'll make total of this. We'll make total of this. So 80,000, right? Plus 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 8,000 plus again 8,000 plus 800 plus 8,300 plus 200 plus next one 1,000, right? Plus 500 plus again 1,000 plus again 500 plus last one is 800. So total is 1,34,100. 1,34,100. Even total of credit column will be same. It is 1,34,100. Understood? So like this, at end you should make total of both debit and credit column, and the total of debit and credit column must be same. Yes. Like this, we need to solve problems on journals, right? So in my next video, we'll solve next question paper problem. And this particular problem is from 2019 question paper. Thank you so much.